We are 90 seconds away from midnight in the doomsday clock, which people rarely talk about anymore, but it's kind of scary. Every time an empire is near its fall, it tends to become highly violent. Most decision makers are coming from the north to tell the global south how to behave, what to do. And in a way, their universal liberal project has to be imposed via military means. We need development. We need industrial potency. We need to take care of the working class. We don't need to be involved into identity politics and whatever is happening into the north of the world. People need to wake up from propaganda. But regardless, the threat of World War III is very much real. Democracy is today synonym with imperialism, intervention, and war. Hopefully, Latin America wakes up and the south of the world wakes up, and we use this moment, this opportunity of changes of relationships of power to find our way into a position where we're actually invited to participate. Because today, the voice of the global south is mostly an echo. The material forces and the material conditions happening underneath propaganda, ideology, spectacle, and media, it's much more important and determinant to what is truly happening in politics. China, mostly because of the importance of microchips and the development technology and how this technology is fundamental for most sovereignty issues. But then when we talk about the genocide in Palestine and the conflict in Ukraine, is an extension of Anglo-imperial intentions. In a way, they need a military base in the Middle East. We have known this for a very long time. The price of petroleum is very much dictated by geopolitical stability in the region, so they need a stake. They need to be heard and feared in order to maintain a certain level of hegemony. And Russia has always been motherland. Motherland in the sense that their resources values are way too important. People have to always be critical of whatever is the currently dominating meta-narrative that is trying to be imposed upon us. You know, like human rights and, oh my God, we're fighting against dictatorships and we're doing this in the name of democracy and freedom. And it's mostly bullshit. It's mostly bullshit. Democracy is no longer about freedom of expression or about representing the will of the majority. Demos krasia, the rule of the majorities. That's no longer truth. Positively measured in the world, democracy is today synonym with imperialism, intervention, and war. Free market capitalism, it's only an ideology imposed to the global south in order to tear down resistances so the north can extract as much surplus value as they can from the south. I think that today the divide is between sovereignty, nationalist capitalists, and globalist warmongering capitalists. That's why it's confusing when people say liberals and Republicans in the US, because they're both liberals. It's just like Democratic liberals and Republican liberals, but they both think under the metaphysical epistemological framework of liberalism. The US is losing global hegemony. We are seeing how this decay is happening. No empire has a peaceful decay. This is what we have to keep in mind. Today, we are seeing the violent decay. It's like a predatory animal that will die fighting. So how will they die fighting, and who will they mangle in the process is what is being determined today. I think the second term of Trump can be highly disappointing because he already failed to resolve the internal issues of the country. He did nothing for the working class, just like Biden did nothing for the working class, and Kamala was not going to do nothing for the working class. But I believe again that Trump again is going to do nothing for the working class. So how long they can keep this simulated oscillation of power, internal controlled opposition, how long they can sustain this farce for the American, for the United States is my question now. And how much is going to cost us as the geopolitical context in which they are losing hegemony.